Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Your Views podcast. You're joined by Dems,
Not here.
and we're the Andersons. Thank you guys so much for coming back to another episode 10 in Your Views podcast. And today is the season finale. Then we take a break and then we come back. Don't worry, guys, we're not going anywhere. We just decided that the podcast is going to be broken up in different episodes, 10
Series.
episodes each. Yeah. So this is season 1. So if you guys have been a part of the journey, please be sure to subscribe to our channel, like,
Subscribe to our channel.
drop a comment, right? Let us know that you guys are here. Let us know where you're watching from. So it's just Nats and myself here today, and we're going to be having a little reasoning. But before we get into the reasoning, as usual, always Nats doing.
I'm great this week.
Feeling better?
Yes, not 100%, but I'm there. I'm almost there.
I'm the one who's not feeling so well this week. I haven't been able to go to work for a couple of days, and this is the best of me pretty much for the entire week. So we're just taking it one step at a time. But if you hear me coughing or sneezing, apologies in advance, but I'll try my best to suppress it. Right? Today, guys, we're just gonna be doing a little bit of a reflection, right? So a lot of you guys have been on our journey since inception, since we started this channel, and we've shared where we're coming from. But for all the new persons, all the new subscribers, we just wanted to do a little bit of an update so you guys can get to know us a little bit better, right? So, Nats, let's start with you. Where are you from initially?
Initially, I'm Jamaica, Clarendon, this rural area, racecourse, down up on the Veer Plain. That's where I'm from. Went to primary school in racecourse,
And which parish is that?
Clarendon.
Clarendon, okay.
Primary school, Clarendon. Basic school, primary school, high school, Kempshill. That's like a district, like I'm close by. Yeah.
What was your childhood like growing up in Racecourse? From what you can remember?
What I can remember, it was simple. It was a simple growing up in a 2-bedroom house, outside kitchen, outside bathroom, toilet. Simple. Going to what I can remember is just a simple life.
So the country girl lifestyle.
Country, yeah, country, but not country where you plant. You have any ground to go and plant any vegetables or anything like that. It was country with nothing.
With nothing. Any siblings?
So my siblings I have 3 siblings. 2 on my mother, 1 on my father.
Okay. Sorry, you said 3 siblings.
3.
Okay, gotcha. But growing up in Racecourse, yeah, very humble beginnings. Outside kitchen, outside bathroom. Of course, we know this already, so no running water.
No water wasn't there until I left high school. Funny enough, I remember having telephone. I had a telephone, but no water.
Telephone but no water.
Yeah.
What was high school like for you as an individual?
I hated it because I was teased. I was mocked for being slim, for not having the latest of everything.
So who laugh best because now everybody wants slim.
Well, yeah, for everything. Yeah, for being quiet because I'm an introvert, so I don't talk. I just observe.
Okay, so high school was pretty much not the best years of life.
I didn't
But
like it.
in terms of finances and stuff like that,
It was rough. I went to school hungry, so I remember getting up like from primary school to high school. You get a cup of tea. You might get fried dumpling or a piece of bread. I remember those days. And I go to school hungry. Sometimes I remember even in primary school. I remember fainting at school.
in primary school.
Yeah, I remember fainting at primary school, grade 4, hungry. And when I revived and everything, I had to walk home. I walked home in the sun. And when I reached home, I drop again, I faint again and stuff. Yeah, it was hard. It was rough. It was rough.
And you grew up in a household with both parents.
Both parents were there.
So what did your parents did for a living?
So my mother did nothing. Oh, my mom worked. I remember my mom worked in basic school. She worked at a factory for some years. So I went to 3 basic schools. So the first one that I remember, she was working nearby. So I went to that basic school in Lionel Town. She worked there for a couple of years. And then I think the factory closed down, and then she was unemployed for years.
Okay.
My father, taxi driver, never own a taxi for never own a taxi for himself, but he sometimes work 2 months for the year. For the rest
What's
of
the
year work.
and what's the relationship between you and your parents? Like say for example, right now, what's the relationship between you and your mom, or the relationship between you and your dad?
So haven't spoke to my father for over 10 years. I think it's over 10 years. I haven't spoken to him. And my mother, we talk every 2 weeks now. But before, or we were closer. We were like much closer, where I used to tell her everything. But now, I think because I've things have changed. Yeah, our relationship is not as close.
As close, okay.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you have some siblings, right? So what's that like? Like, did you guys grow up all together? Like, what's that
So
like?
I remember my brother. I remember my earliest years. I remember my sister didn't live with us for a while, and then she lived with us. I remember my sister being there, then she wasn't, and then she was back. And but my eldest brother, I don't have much memory of him until I think he went to school, and he just came to visit. So I didn't actually grow with him. My earliest
Yeah.
memory of him is not being there. Maybe he was, but I can't remember him being there.
Okay.
And my other sibling from my father, I met him when I was like 11,
11.
12. I can remember earliest memory of him. And yeah, back and forth.
Okay, but could just take a pause right there, so guys, and ask you guys, please, if you haven't subscribed already to our channel, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. You're watching the Addison's Family. I'm Dems, this is Nats, and we're just giving you guys a little bit of a deep dive into who we are, so you guys can get to know us a little bit better. All the persons who have been here from day one, we really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Thank you guys so much for being there on this journey with us. And all the persons who are new, welcome. Let's say 5, right? And I'm the 4th to last from my mom. Now, growing up in Spanish Town, I moved to a community called De La Vega City, which is known to be one of the most volatile communities in Spanish Town. I grew up seeing a lot of violence, and I grew up with a lot of friends who end up either deceased or resort to violence. I went to a high school called El Tam High School in Spanish Town, big up in the south. And you know what? My childhood was... I didn't have a bad childhood in the sense that I didn't have to deal with a lot of poverty and stuff that you had to deal with. But at the same time, I didn't have that...
You didn't have that family unit,
Yeah.
that close-knit.
Yes, I didn't have that close-knit family, keep things together family. But at the same time, I didn't go to bed hungry, right? I didn't go to school without lunch money. So it's almost like my dad was always working to provide, but he wasn't always there to show us that love. So I guess it's all-time parenting. You get where you get, no complaint kind of thing. Going to high school, I had a very good high school experience. I met a lot of good people, a lot of friends, high school was very good. The worst part about high school for me was the stigma, because I was a very smart child. I was never dunce, quote unquote. There's no such term as dunce, but you know what I mean. And when I ended up finding out that I passed for a quote unquote non-traditional high school in Jamaica, it was kind of like mentally, down on a child. For me, for example, but at the time, my average was very good, but it was a new school, so,
Yeah.
they just place it based on where you live and stuff like that. And I didn't have anybody to give me any transfer and stuff like that. So I ended up going through my earlier years in high school with that kind of mental, kind of thing over me. So growing up now, then I started getting into the groove of high school, started going through things. I started participating in a lot of clubs, groups, and I ended up being like very active in school. Straight across the board, be a batch. Yeah, them this smart. But ended up leaving high school, not knowing what I wanted to do in life, not knowing where I want to go, I ended up going to Portmore Community College, and I started a 2-year diploma in business administration, BizAd. Now, how I ended up at PCC was simple because my brother used to go PCC, and I never know what to do.
At least you had someone to look up to and say you can go to that or do something. I didn't. And backtrack, when you did the GSAT and you pick your school. So I chose Chemsil, Garvey Masio, I think Viratech, I don't remember.
You never chose Glenmore? The Glenmore High School?
We can't go afford to go Glenmore. Vouch what me leave even if me even chose it. So when they said, when I got the result and said Chemsil, I'm like, yeah, because I know I can walk off to school.
Yeah.
So that was like, yay. I was in the K stream for the entire year of high school, so my grades didn't drop or anything, so I never long neither.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was okay. And leaving, I went the last year of high school, I decided I wanted to do agriculture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something that I loved back then, and I was looking forward to going to college. I didn't know where the first money I come from, but I say, me I go to college and go do agriculture, but my dream was shattered. So
Yeah.
now,
Man, guys, if you guys know the story, like as we're sharing it right now, but it's like we've been through so much separately, and then we've been through so much together. As I mentioned, I started going to PCC because of my brother. No, my brother actually paid my first year tuition at PCC, right? So a lot of you guys watching our channel now, and you guys see me helping my brother, see me helping my family. It's really just a repayment for all the sacrifices that
he did.
that my brother had made for me and stuff like that. Like even coming to Canada, my brother was a big part in coming together with the funds that was needed. So it's just like
Repayment.
it's just a repayment kind of thing. If you don't pay it back already, but anyways. But in truth and in fact, my childhood wasn't that bad financially, but just in terms of a guidance perspective, it wasn't there. So I grew myself essentially, or my brother and myself, we grew ourselves. We didn't really have that guidance to, show you where to go and where not to go and stuff like that. So a lot of what we experienced in life was really on the job training. On the job training where we pretty much figure out things on our own, right? Now, you have graduated high school. What was your transitional journey? What did that look like?
Graduated high school, did not know what to do. Because my plans, as I said, my plans were shattered. I wanted to continue agriculture. I was going to Sydney Pagan in St. Elizabeth. Yeah, I can't go into that long story, but yes, didn't happen. So I was home for 1 year, depressed. Didn't know what to do, know which direction to take. I have nobody to guide me, nothing. I was just on my own trying to figure out things. My sister at the time told me about youth service, national youth service. I'm like, okay, maybe I can do something. And I applied for it and continuously call these people, asking when the program is going to start. Until when it actually started and orientation, and I stepped in and said, what is your name? And I said, my name is Natasha, whatever. And they were like, you're Natasha? I'm like, yes, then because I have called them every week, they knew my name. So I did National Youth Service, and I was placed in the library at Racecourse. So we have a library in our community, and that was my first job experience or work experience that I had. I worked there for I think it was a year or 6 months, I don't remember. And I worked there, and they didn't want me to leave. I didn't want to leave because it was a really good environment.
Yeah.
And I left. My time was up. They couldn't keep me. And I ended up applying for a job at the sugar company, Moneymus Sugar Factory. And I got through working in the business, the human resource office. I worked there for another 6 months.
And you working there throughout that 6 months to become the breadwinner.
I was the breadwinner. Well, I was buying food for the house.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I started buying food for the house because...
And you were old at that point?
I started working when I was 17.
So at 17, you were the financier.
Yeah.
So I think that one...
Yep.
Yeah, no,
That's a lot of work.
yeah. No, but you know what? Everything happens for a reason. And even though we look back and you know our journey and as I said, separate worlds, right? But we always find a way to come back together. And everything always happen exactly as how it should.
Yep.
Now, when you were at Sugar Company at 17 years old, I was at PCC, as I mentioned, doing my associate in business administration that I didn't complete, but everything happens for a reason because if I'd ended up completing that program, I wouldn't have been able to do the program that I did here in Canada. And then, who knows, everything would have probably different. But I ended up, after PCC, I left PCC when I was 19, sorry, 18, 19 and I wasn't sure what to do. I was I was home for the first time, not doing anything. Um, I left PCC in April of 2008. I graduated in 2006. So April of 2008 until October 2008, I was doing nothing. I was just getting up in the mornings, aimlessly, just not knowing what to do, where to go, nothing. Aimlessly, as I said, I didn't have anybody to guide me on my journey to say, hey, do this, do that. So um, I started doing some research and I heard about the art program. Now, that's a very interesting way I learned about it because I finished PCC when I was 18 years old. And at that point in time, I was just doing my TRN, NIS, voters ID, stuff like that. You know, Jamaica. Once I turned 18, you have to
Do your thing.
do all of them running up and down there. So I was actually doing my NIS. I walked to the NIS office in Spanish Town. A couple of friends and myself who worked there, and while I was completing the NIS application and stuff like that, the lady behind the counter mentioned about the art program. So I'm like, art program, I don't know anything about that. And this was a Friday. And she's like, oh yeah, the art program is where we sent you guys to places and interviews, and if they like you, you can go there as an art trainee. And then, you know, it might be opportunities to get a job. So I wasn't doing anything. And this was a Friday. So she's like, oh, yeah, I can get you guys an interview for Monday. I'm like, yeah, sure, sign me up. At the time, it was me and two other friends, and we all got interviewed to go to Sagicor, which was Spanish Town branch. And this was in October 2008. I can never forget. And all three we went on the interview competing for the
One job.
one job. We went to the interview, and the lady who interviewed me, I can never forget her. She was my first supervisor, Paliana Gail Francis. Rest in peace. Condolences to the family. Um, we did the interview, we did the test, and my friend was so confident that he would have gotten the job. Like he's like, but I didn't say anything because for me it was just I hit our best. Nonetheless, that was October. I think in October as well, I got a different job. This was my first job now, like actually working now, and it was in a sorry, what do you call it? One of those manufacturing plant places. And you can tell that's not me, right? But I got that job November. Sorry, I probably in December because I only did it like for 2 weeks. I'm not even joking. And the second week in that job, I got a call from Pauline Gail Francis. Said, hey, Demar, calling from Sagicor, calling to tell you that you got the job. And I said, what? Then it was the same day. It was payday at the place, and
Yes, take a pee and cut.
yeah, man, I get the check. And I say, I'm going to the bank. I get my check and I say, I'm going to the bank and I'll be back.
No.
I was young. I would have dealt with that differently.
Different, yeah.
But at them time, you don't know how to left job. You don't know how
You
to...
just walk off.
Yeah, you don't know how to deal with it applicable that point in
I
time.
did that a few times. I did that.
Right. So at that point in time, you're not really sure. Say, oh, it's no problem to go and say, oh, you know that, yeah, I
Yeah.
got something else, whatever. But then time, you know, we're young, so we just take a check and
Walk
cut.
off.
Started Sagicor 2nd of February 2009. And I've been at Sagicor until 2014, right? So that was what introduced me to the corporate world, the financial industry, the financial, sector, and prepared me for a lot of the stuff that I'm even dealing with right now in my career. So that was how my journey started. And I know we're sharing our journey, but I just want to take this opportunity to let people know that, listen, where you come from don't really define you.
No.
And if you're watching this and you're from Jamaica and you're going to what is considered a non-traditional high school, believe me, you're not at a disadvantage. I thought I was at a disadvantage because I was going to a non-traditional high school. But if I had gone to a traditional high school, probably I wouldn't come out to nothing because most of my friends who went to traditional high school left school with 1 CXC, 2 CXCs. True story. And these are persons who I grew up with in the same community and definitely me would not have with them in school. So I would have came out with nothing just the same. So don't let your present circumstances define you. Because it's the same youth who live in a De La Vega city, had to get an art trainee job at first, went to Heltham High School, right? Is the same youth now who's a senior financial advisor, who was a manager in a top 5 bank here, who's all of these things. So where you come from don't really define you, right? So that's how I started my career. You are now at Monimus, making all these trees, being a main financial breadwinner in your household. What made you leave that job, or what happened to cause you to leave that job?
They basically shut down the factory. And then I was employed with the Ministry of Agriculture doing the transformation unit. So this is where we went around interviewing persons who was laid off and they wanted to give them like a grant. So I enjoyed that job. We went around interviewing sugarcane workers or persons who used to work with in the company, and see if they wanted a house, they wanted business, they wanted grants to go back to school. And also because I was a part of that company, I was laid off as well. I ended up getting a grant. And at 19, I left Clarendon and went to live in Portmore with my uncle and started doing a nursing course.
So from country to town.
No, I used to visit. It wasn't new to me at the time because at 16, I think it was 16 or earlier age. I think my granduncle died when I was 12. So when I was 12 or so on, I started visiting Portmore a lot for the summer. So me used to town on a regular. So, but at 19, I left. I moved to Portmore officially with my uncle.
And what year was that?
When I was 19. That's how it went.
That was around 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
Well, that was the start. That was the start of you meeting me because we met in 2013.
You have to agree to this. Oh my God.
All right. So give thanks for you getting laid off.
Yes.
Because if you never get laid off, you wouldn't move to Portmore. Eventually, wouldn't move to Spanish Town.
Eventually, I think I would leave because there's no opportunity in Clarendon. There's nothing at all. So I think eventually I would have left.
Gotcha. Now, I fast forward that a little bit. We met each other because eventually Nats ended up moving to Spanish Town, to the same community that I was living in, and that's how we met. At first, we never knew each other before that or anything. We met in 2013. 2013 or 2012?
2013.
2013, yeah. We met in 2013, and then, Now, that's a story in of itself because Nats looked me very, very hard. And why are you looking at me like that?
Tell the people that I'm short, please. Me like you?
Simple question. Were you or were you not interested in me before I even mentioned anything to you?
I just look at you and say, oh, you look nice. That's it. That's it. Full stop. Nothing more.
You never look me.
How me look you?
How did I perceive women have a very intricate way of doing things, you know.
What did I do?
It's like they met themselves be seen and they met themselves be known. And then when you met the shot, then they make it look like say you're never them.
What did I do? What did I do though?
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Whatever.
Anyways, we met in 2013, and we're here right now. Now, guys, anyways, I laugh because it's like our journey, man, our story. Now, not just staying in Spanish Town with a friend, family member, right? Because you're going to school in Spanish Town, and it was easier for you to, stuff like that.
It worked out. It happened that my uncle and we kind of fall out.
Yeah.
And my friend at school was like, all right, two make two call, talk to our auntie, talk to people, and then I just end up a Spanish Town.
Guys, as man not start to actually get put out.
I'm gonna get back over. Anyways.
Man. Anyways.
It's just my journey.
Yeah, it's just a journey.
It's my journey.
As Nats and I started dating, Nats get put out. Man. Everything happens for a reason, though.
Everything happened for a reason.
Eventually, we start, that just, it's like, when Nats and I started talking, it's like almost like we knew what was going to be the end result, right? So things kind of like progress very quickly in the beginning. Before you know it, we were living together. Before you know it, all of those things. Like
in less than 3 months.
Exactly.
It was less than 3 months. Everything just woo. No, but I put up, but I was living. I left and went back to Portmore to live with my aunt for a while.
Yeah. No, but that was before we actually lived together. I catch my yard for a while.
Like a month.
Yeah. But then that was temporary. But then you go and you live with the aunt. But that is short term as well. And then before you know it, we'd actually live together.
Exactly.
Right? So everything was for a reason. But that was the beginning because at the time, my journey at Sagicor was, I just felt a bit stagnant, all of those stuff, and I needed a change. So I stopped working at Sagicor in, I'd say, May of 2014, which is a couple months after you and I started dating.
So I'm in jobless, in broke.
Yeah, me did unemployed.
Bro,
but
man.
guess what? You're the unemployed too?
No, but the unemployed?
Of course, you mean, the unemployed? Yes. So that started a period of brokenness. We were very, very, very broke at that point in time. No, at the time I wasn't unemployed. I was actually working at Credit Scotia. Credit Scotia is a microfinance arm of Scotiabank in Jamaica, but it was a 100% commission job. And at the time, I was just getting into it, just learning about it, just learning the system. And the people are not even saying, yeah, a base while in the pantry and nothing. So at that point in time, I ended up just leaving that job. Now, that was when I was actually unemployed. But I was doing a business at that point in time. I started doing some marketing, bringing in a little thing here and there, stuff like that.
I got a little job at one point, working over the primary school.
Yeah, so,
stuff
but
like that.
things here and there, but nothing really confirmed. So through that point in time, guys, we were living together, one bed, one pot, one plate, one plate. I don't remember.
Or 3 plate.
Or 3 plate. we really were, that was the test. That was the test phase to see.
It was a test. And that was, we were paying rent, and that was paid by my sister and her husband for a year. Yeah.
You know what? Fast forward. I ended up getting a job in 2015. Remember? Remember?
Which job?
The same job I have until I left Jamaica.
It was 2015?
In 2015, so them never unemployed for long.
Then was I unemployed for long? I got a job after too.
No. So anyways, things started looking up. And we started getting closer together. Then we got Malika Jade.
Yeah, 2017.
Malika was born in July of 2017, and that actually cause us to kind of look upon life from a different perspective. And that is why we are even in Canada right now, because if you guys don't know who Malika Jade is, she's our oldest daughter. She's 6 years old and she is nonverbal autistic. Now, in Jamaica, having a special needs child, nerve wracking.
I can't even. At this age, I don't know what we would have done if we were still in Jamaica.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
So Malika actually motivated us to do this Canadian journey. And this is all for her. And see Malika how happy she is right now and just living her best life.
Yes.
Living her best life. It actually make everything worth it. I know you have Malia J and now you have we have a business, we have our house. We both have decent jobs. We have goals, we have so much things working on. It's like it doesn't matter where you start. Can you ever imagine that this was where you're gonna be?
No. At 18, when I was growing up, I didn't think I would even reach age 18. I couldn't think beyond that. I could not think beyond my situation at one point.
Yeah.
But when I wasn't depressed, I know that there are going to be good days. There are going to be a better day. So I will hold on to that.
That is it. Personally speaking, if somebody did tell me that this was gonna be what our future looks like, I would say they're lying. But it's actually amazing to see what is possible. And the more you're exposed, the more you see what is possible. Because before leaving Jamaica, our brain wouldn't even allow us to conceive where we are right now. So it simply means that you're bigger than your circumstances.
Yeah.
You're bigger than the things that you see. As I said, it doesn't matter the community that you guys are in right now.
It doesn't matter your family background.
No, because guys can probably tell, none of we don't have the perfect family. We don't have the perfect family, sir. We don't have the rich auntie, the rich uncle who can make you take trips overseas. Me never see how I could make it to foreign, to Canada.
Me didn't see, kind of see.
I didn't see. I don't know. I didn't see a pathway. I don't know. Me never have nobody if you say, yo, file for me. And nobody if you write me an invitation letter. Me never have none of that. And at the time, even just looking and migrating, it just seemed like such a big challenge. It just seemed like so much paperwork and so much documentation and so much money.
Money. The money part of it, yes. It is a lot. So persons, when you're from our situation, when you think about migrating,
Yeah.
there's too much money.
I say, yo, where we gonna find so much money from? That's the first thing. But then when we're in the process,
So this is not too bad. We can
it's
do
not
this.
that bad. And a lot of persons don't understand, I wouldn't say easy, because it really depends on the individual's journey, but how possible it is. A lot of persons don't see how possible it is to not only migrate, but to change them circumstances, and it doesn't matter where they're coming from in life. And that is why we are so humble.
Yeah.
And a lot of persons might look at us and be like, why are they so humble? It's because we know where I come from. We used to cover and pot with plate. We always share the story. We used to cook in soup in one pot and the meat in one pot because the pot not big enough for all everything. We used to that. So not because we come out on the other side, we're gonna forget about it. So everything that we acquire right now is bonus.
A bonus. Every single thing.
Everything that we acquire is bonus because we're coming from
Nothing.
I remember when we reached zero, we celebrate. We're not coming from zero, we're coming from negative. So when we got to zero, we celebrated because we say, yes, we are at zero now, right? And we started our platform, we started our journey to encourage people to not only move to Canada, but to know that things is possible.
It is.
It is possible. And again, this is primarily for persons who are in their down phase, in their down period, and them feel like, say, oh, this is it. They feel like them have the worst family. Believe me, I don't. they feel like them have
There's no hope.
there's
There's
no hope.
nothing. And you just feel like you want to give up. Because there are persons at that point. You want to give up. Just hold on. Believe me, I've been there. Just hold on. It's not easier said than done. But you have to pull yourself out of that state. You can't stay in it. It's okay for a while, but not forever.
Yeah. And you have to surround yourself with persons too who can help you out at that stage, right? You have to surround yourself with people who can lift you up and build you up and push you because nobody don't get to where they're at without somebody
themselves.
else's help.
Yep.
You have to find the persons, make the right connections who can help you along that journey because you're gonna need the help.
You need help.
You're gonna need the help, but you at first have to help yourself by going out there and do it.
And you also have to tell you want to reach a phase, or you might be questioning yourself like, why nothing happen for me? Why this? Why that? Question yourself, why not? How can I use
That
those
is it.
terms? How can I?
Okay.
How am I going to? Instead of why not? I'm for me
Yeah.
complaining.
That is it.
Your brain, you will trick your brain, and you'll be surprised. How can I acquire this? How can I get this? How can I reach Canada? Oh,
How?
and believe me, the answers will come to you.
That is so true. That is 100% true. Just give yourself just make your brain do the work. Just make your brain do the work because even on our journey, there are times when we reach so much roadblocks and we were like, how?
Oh,
And then we just constantly just trying to find a way. If it's important to you, you'll find a way. If it's not, you'll make an excuse. Right? Find a way. That's what I would say. Find a way. And Canada is not the end it and be it of all.
no.
That's not what we're saying. But it's what is important to you. If it's that's what's important to you, then go for it. If it's to be in your home country and accomplish things, that's fine too.
Yep.
Go for it. 100%. But we are a testimony. That's all I can say. We are a living, breathing, walking testimony. There is nothing special about us. We are just regular people like yourself. We just forget approve.
Yep.
That is it.
And that is majority of us. We just have to get approved. So nobody is better than nobody because you get to come to Canada.
Exactly.
For no reason, you're not better than nobody else. You just got approved.
That's it. We just got approved. So the fact that we're here, it just simply means that we were favored to just get approved.
Exactly.
And if you are in your immigration process and you are on the side that wasn't approved, if Canada is a goal,
Go again.
go again, go again, go again, go again, and don't give up until them say, "Boy, I'm tired of that name." Approve. Right? You have to knock until the door is open.
Or make a window.
Or make a window because all you need is just one yes. You might get 1,000.
And that's the thing, you get 1,000 no. And that's the thing, persons give up on the first no, second, third, fourth no.
Yeah.
Just push on.
It's tough though, you know?
It's tough.
It's tough to keep pushing through all the rejections. And that is when you need persons to
around you.
lift you up because you're going to get down. But you need right persons to lift you up and push you and say, this is a goal, keep going. The worst that can happen is in a workout. But you see the fear of not knowing what will happen if you had gone again is going to stay with you forever. You understand? They said the risk of regret is greater than the risk of, I don't remember. But there's a saying. I'm not trying to remember it. I'm going to probably drop it on the screen. But the fear of regret is worse than the fear of not knowing. I don't remember. But pretty much do it.
Do it.
If you know the outcome, it's better than wondering what the outcome is going to be. So if you're even up on 5 refusals, 6 refusals, it might be the 7th refusal, and you're going to always have it in the back of your head. What if I had tried again? What if I had tried again? And it's a lot of money still to keep trying. But don't give up.
Don't give up.
That's what I would say. Guys, if you're watching this podcast, and you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting on? Please take a second to hit that subscribe button. We're located here in beautiful Grand Prairie, Alberta. My name is Dems. This is
Natasha.
Nuts. We are Jamaicans who migrated to Alberta, Canada. Back in 2019, I came as an international student. My lovely wife here came as a temporary foreign worker. We are now permanent residents of Canada. If you guys are watching this episode and you have not yet subscribed, what are you guys waiting on? Please take a second to hit that subscribe button. Really, really helps us out. If you have been here on the journey again, thank you guys so much. My name is Dems.
Natasha.
And we're a Jamaican who migrated here in Alberta, Canada back in 2019. We're living in the beautiful city of Grand Prairie, Alberta. We're now permanent residents of Canada en route to citizenship. If you guys like to see what our journey is like, check out our channel. We have over 600 videos on our channel. Definitely become a part of the Andersons family. If you're watching this and you're in Grand Prairie, big up yourself. Thank you guys so much for embracing us in your community. We really and truly appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, this is the season finale of Your Views podcast. Last episode for now. We'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Before you go though, what can they expect in the next series? Don't be honest, I can't say. Sorry.
What do you mean? We're not going to give you the surprise waves. You have to subscribe and know that.
Okay.
No. Join the community, subscribe to the channel, and you guys will, you see, like, for example, this Your Views podcast was a change for us.
Yes.
And we were able to get on some very influential people throughout the journey of this series, season one. Do shout out to everybody who came on the episodes. Season 2 is going to be no different. It's going to be more impactful. It's going to be more dynamic, and it's going to be more interesting.
Yep.
We'll be talking about more topics, more real-life interactions. So you guys can definitely look forward to that. That's what I would say. All right? Anything you'd like to say before we go?
Before you guys go, please hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, share it. Please go ahead, guys. Share out our channel. Share it to persons you think is interested in coming to Canada or would like to hear from a real life point of view how life in Canada is. Blessings to everyone, and catch you in the next video.
Yeah, and also, guys, again, if you are thinking about moving to Canada, or if you're just a little bit lost at your journey, don't give up. Keep going, guys. Keep pushing, and know that if we can do it, you can do it too. See you guys in season 2. Bye.